Friday's assignment. Okay, so if you just got it, I do not expect you to try to make it up, but if you would, I would at least write down the answers in case you want to check them later, okay? Now, on 1 through 4, it is pure volume, length times width times height. For the 9 weeks test, it doesn't exactly matter the order you put it in because luckily the test is A, B, C, or D answer choices. Now, be very careful that if they ask volume, you pick meters cubed or that it's to the third power. So number 1, I got 1,650 meters cubed. Number 2, 672 inches cubed. Number 3, I just used the ABC button, so I got 131 and 31/49 feet cubed. And on number 4, I got 159.6 inches cubed. All volume. You are going to watch directions because this test changes every question something different. Area, volume, back and forth. Okay, on the next two, pure volume, meaning it just says, find the volume. What is the volume? Please stop. Thank you. Plugging in, length times width times height. Number 5, I got 160 meters cubed. And number 6, 63 yards cubed. Any questions on just 1 through 6? Okay. So volume equals. Okay, yes. Now, going down to the missing, yes. I did ABC. So, I know 2 times 10 would be 20 times 6. Like, that's kind of, it's 2 and a 7th. I just used the ABC button. Not sure unless you just did an extra time sum. Yes. Yes. It's kind of like how many little cubes, three-dimensional figures would fit inside something. Does that help a little bit? Okay. Turn around, please. Thank you. Now, on the next part, missing dimension. Okay. 8 and 9. I tried to kind of give you a hint on Friday in case you were lost. Okay. The biggest deal is this. When you fill in volume, when you see up there by number 7, it says V equals 1,080. Guys, that's where you literally plug it in for the V. Notice, when I rewrote it, I put that for the V. What a lot of you guys are still doing, and I'm trying to get you to fix it, is look at the board real quick. You're putting V equals 1,080 equals that. There's not 2 equal signs up there. So I'm trying to also teach you algebra, like when you fill it in, then that V goes away. Just like when you filled in the width and the height, the W and the H went away. Okay, leaving you with the length being 18 yards.
And if we can do a problem that says, gives us a small, equation with missing parts, and it says M equals this and S equals this, and you're supposed to plug them in, this is exactly the same.
Right.
It just happens to be a V, or an L, or a W, or an H. It's the same thing.
Same thing. I kept seeing that. It's not only that I want to teach you volume, I want to teach you the right way to write algebra because it's not going away. Okay, number 8. I realize it's a big number, 22,785. I'll admit, I even kind of questioned, like, am I right? Here's the one thing. When I got all the way down here, it is 21. Listen, hint, hint. You know the formula for volume equals length times width times height. So if you know that the height is 21, and you already know the length and the width, guys, all you got to do is plug it in and make sure you're getting the right answer. So 21 times 31 times 35. And make sure you get that long number. That's all you got to do in the end to check your work. Noah.
You have to do it like you wanted to do it.
Yes.
You have to do it like that.
Here's what I'm going to say about that. It's honestly, I get your question. It's not going to matter on the 9 weeks test because A, B, C, D, answer choices, all that good stuff. But I'm going to be honest, when it comes to math class and algebra world, yes, teachers are going to make you do it this way.
Why can't you just do it like multiply 31 times 35, get that in, divided by that number?
Because look, that's what I did. But I showed it using the proper format. It's kind of like writing a sentence in grammar class. Even though we can all write it different ways, it still has a correct right or wrong way to write it. You have to write it this way, guys. And that's one thing I'm trying to teach you is that the way to write it. Now, I realize I'm not too goofy. I realize 9 weeks test, it isn't really going to matter because you're choosing A, B, C, or D. But in math class, it will matter.
No point in having to relearn the proper format later.
Right, like they just use the same format over and over. Thank goodness. Okay, on the back, this is where some of you did it and some didn't. I will go through each one the best I can. On number 9, just number 9, I'm going to do one at a time. Please get with me, so if you have a question on this one, we don't have to go back to it. Okay. On number 9, the square was a 12 times 12, which is 144. Some of you aren't on the right side of the paper. The triangles were 12 times 8, but divided by 2, which is 48s, not 96s, 48s. Adding all that up, I got 336 centimeters squared. And then the actual name of the shape is a rectangular pyramid. Please quit humming, guys, just so people can hear all this. Any questions on number 9? Okay. Number 10. It is a rectangular prism. I kind of think of it as like a tissue box. Opposite sides are the same. So, you can kind of see the numbers I filled in. I had 2 60s, 2 48s, and 2 20s. On the test, hint, hint, a lot of you filled in 60 all the way down the middle. You just gave me all the same numbers because you thought the sizes were the same. But when you put these numbers, like this box right here is a 5 times 12, this one is a 4 times 12. Adding them all up, I got 256 inches squared. We're back to area. And then that shape is a rectangular prism. I think the one good thing is, honestly, if you guys are willing to rework something on the test, like you get this total answer wrong, if you're willing to go back and check it, I think you'll probably figure out where your mistake is and be able to find the right answer. Okay, any questions on 10? Go into 11 then. On 11, the weirdest part are these triangle flaps. They are 6s. The reason they're 6s is the 4 times 3 is 12, divided by 2 is 6. That's how those flaps are 6. Going down the middle, I got a 48, a 36, and a 72. A lot of you tried to make two of these the same. It is a triangular prism, and the total surface area is 168 feet squared. Anybody kind of wondering where I got anything from? Or how I got it? Okay. Number 12. On number 12, I kind of goofed up the coloring on this one, but this box and that box should be 63.24. The orange boxes should be 81.6. And then these two flaps on the outside are 49.6. Adding them all up to get 388.88 inches squared. And it's a rectangular prism again. It's like the tissue box. Just the flaps are what I'd call in a different place. Please stop humming if that's you. Weird noises. Little thank you, help me. If it's you, I have no clue. It could be coming from upstairs. I'm just asking. Okay. Anybody question on 12?
That's him.
Okay, I'm just asking whoever it is to stop. Here we go. Annie on 12. Okay, 13. This one's kind of the easier one to me. It has one square, which is a 9 by 9, which is 81. And all the triangles are 45s, not 90s. Because it's a 9 times 10, which is 90, but all triangles are divided by 2. So my total surface area is 261 centimeters squared. And the shape is a rectangular pyramid. Any on that? Okay. Last one's number 14. It is a triangular pyramid. The base is a triangle coming up to a point. And all of them are 48s. And not 96s. If you got 96, you forgot to divide by 2. So the total is 192 millimeters squared. Everybody good on that one? Listen, here's my plan. I realize that you guys have 9 weeks test this week. And you have other stuff to study for. Okay? So my goal is to get it done in class. Right now. The homework. The sheet that I have. Some classes, I realize it's only third period, but some classes have accomplished it. Some classes haven't. But listen, I'm going to give you hints about what could be on the 9 weeks test. So, yes, write everything I'm saying. There's a reason. Because later when you get an answer on a test, the 9 weeks test, it might be, it could be worded that way or whatever. I'm trying to get this done in class though. Please quit humming because you get it on the Okay.
I ain't even doing nothing.
I'm asking you to just stop. Whoever it is. Now, here we go. The last part of this is ratios and rates. That's unit rates. No, you're fine. I'm going to write it out. Like, I'm going to show you exactly what you should write. Now, once again, I realize that on a 9-week test, it's ABC or D multiple choice. But what worries me is if we ask you to do a description or to pick a description, do you know which one to pick? Like which one's written correctly? That's what worries me. I think you can all get to the numbers part of it. It's the words that worry me. So here we go. Okay, so this is in class / homework if we don't finish it, but I'm trying to finish it. Here we go. Everyone should have it if you've passed it back. Trying to make it where you can see it. Not really. You're good. Here we go. On number 1, Nathan has 6 engines and 28 boxcars. Find the ratio of engines to boxcars. Write the ratio as a fraction in simplest form and then explain its meaning. You gotta watch the words.
Why is this on
Meaning.
one page?
Because I'm trying to get it done in class so you don't have homework. They want engines to boxcars. So when they say write it as a fraction, 6 engines would go on top, 28 boxcars on bottom, because they want it as a fraction. Now, the second step, they ask us to put it in simplest form. If I simplify 6/28, it'll simplify by 2 to give me 3 engines
To 14 boxcars.
to 14 boxcars. Now, explaining its meaning. This is the part that if we give you A, B, C, or D answer choices, you've got to pick the right one. So this one is 3 engines, what? For every 14 boxcars. What worries me is if we do like per, that means 1, and that would be the wrong answer. So be very careful be picky on your words is all I'm saying. Okay, number 2. At a potluck, guys, that is where there's like a bunch of different foods brought in for a meal. Kind of get whatever whatever's there. Okay, it says there were 5 pecan pies, 8 lemon pies, 12 cherry pies, and 8 apple pies. Find the ratio of apple pies to total number of pies. Many of you missed this on the test. I can't even, probably over 75% of you. Because, read it, it says they want a ratio of apple pies to total number of pies. So apple was down here at 8. But what would happen with some of you was you didn't add all the numbers. When they say total, you got to have the 5, the 8, the 12, and that 8 for apple. So it ends up being 33 total pies. Now, going back to read the question, they want it in simplest form. Is it in simplest form? Yes, so we're already good. Now, explaining its meaning. Yes?
For this test,
Uh-huh.
is it going to be like the multiple choice answer? Is it going to be the actual fraction or the sentence?
Could be either one. I know. That's the weird part. Yes?
8 pies, apple pies for every 33 total pies.
Okay, and what about the word total? That's the only thing. We got to use the words out of. That's okay. It's hard to remember. First period, I'll be honest, I messed it up too. So the explanation would be 8 apple pies
Out of 33.
Out of. And I'm serious. I missed it. I had a student who's like, shouldn't it be out of? I'm like, oh yeah, whoops.
Is it 33?
Out of 33 total pies. Making sure that they don't try to swap it like you were asking about A, B, C, or D answers. What worries me is what if they said 33 apple pies out of 8 total pies? Like, watch the numbers, because it's just easy to kind of flip-flop and trick you up. Okay, so that should be on your paper. Here we go. Number 3. A school has 1,250 students and 50 teachers. How many students are there per teacher? Guys, when I see the word per, I know it means 1. And my 1 needs to be on the bottom. How much is 1 on the bottom? So, that means teachers has to be on the bottom. Okay, so to get from a 50 to a 1 is divided by 50. And then 1,250 divided by 50 is 25. So 25 students per teacher. And I'm going to go ahead and keep doing explanations because I'm worried that that's what they're going to do on the test. So 25 students per, there's your key word, teacher. Per teacher. It's okay. Just shut it down if it's yours. Turn it off. You can quit looking around now. There's nothing to look at. On the next one, number 4, a train travels 940 miles in 4 hours. At this rate, how far does the train travel per hour? So they're wanting you to take this rate and change it to a unit rate. How much is 1 hour? Okay, so I'm going to put 940 miles on top. In 4 hours, I believe you, I just haven't made it that far yet. So how much in 1 hour? So you're dividing by 4. Yes, 235 miles an hour. Now, writing a description. 235 miles per hour. Per means 1, so you can just put the word per. But if you put 1, I wouldn't count on. Okay, number 5. Rolls are being prepared to go to the grocery store. Divide 72 rolls into 2 groups so that the ratio is 3 to 5. Now, hint, on test day, many of you, and I mean many of you, walked up to me and wanted to ask me, what do I do with the 2? Listen, the 2 is just telling you that your ratio has 2 numbers, 3 to 5. Because you can have a ratio with more numbers. So, the only thing you're working with, hint, is the big number of 72, and then 3 to 5. And this is a box question. So, I'm going to turn my paper sideways, just so I know it fits. Okay, I am on number 5. It is the number 72 with a ratio of 3 to 5. That's just the two numbers, the two groups. Now, doing the math, I'm writing 3 boxes, and I'm writing 5 boxes. Now, some of you said, do we have to draw the boxes? No. But I'm going to tell you, the ones of you who didn't draw the boxes and didn't do all the math ended up with it wrong. I'm just being honest. Listen, the boxes help to kind of lay it out. Now, add up the boxes. How many boxes are there? 8. 8 into 72. 9. So 9 in each box. Now finishing it up, it's basically 9 times 3, 27, and 9 times 5, 45. That is when they say 2 groups. When they want 2 groups, this is what they're talking about. Group 1 is 27, group 2 is 45. That's all it is. That's that final answer. You will probably need scratch paper on that question on the test. Like that's, or you can actually on the test, it's going to be nice. You're actually going to be able to write on it because of all the surface area questions. So kind of nice. Okay. Number 6. Here we go. It says a recipe for 1 apple pie calls for 6 cups of sliced apples. How many cups of sliced apples are needed to make 4 apple pies? Okay, I'm going to put apple pies on top, cups of sliced apples on bottom. And I mean, they didn't tell us you had to set it up with like a ratio table. That's just kind of the way I'm doing it. So 1 apple pie calls for 6 cups. And then if we're going to make 4 apple pies, 24. Because 1, to get from a 1 to a 4 is times 4. So 6 times 4 is 24.
Honestly, I could do that mentally.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And that's kind of the cool part, especially when it comes to A, B, C, or D, because like you can pretty much choose the answer. So 24 cups of sliced apples for 4 apple pies. I'm gonna kind of leave it there. Just leave it. Let it go.
We need to write a.
I'm not gonna make you write a description just because I want to make sure we get it done in class. Because I know y'all got other stuff to study for. I know. Okay, number 7. Justin bought 40 packs of baseball cards for a discounted price of $64. If he sells 10 packs of baseball cards to a friend at cost, how much should he charge? Now, I'm going to put the packs on bottom and the dollars on top.
Just keep working with her. You'll get that. Okay?
And it was $64 for 40 packs. And so what if you brought it down to 10 packs? How did they jump from a 40 to a 10?
Divide by 4.
Divide by 4. And then check. Can 64 divide by 4 easily?
Yes.
Yeah. What do you get?
Something. Yeah, you got 16.
So what you got? 16?
Yeah.
Yes. So $16 for 10 packs of cards. $16 for 10 packs of cards.
You say you don't have to write description?
I'm just leaving it like this. It's okay. Okay. Number 8. An ostrich can run at a rate of 50 miles in 60 minutes. At this rate, how long would it take an ostrich to run 15 miles? Okay, so they got 50 miles in 60 minutes, changing it to 15. I'm going to put miles on top and minutes on bottom.
Man, that ostrich is fast.
Looks like it. So 50 miles in 60 minutes.
That thing would run.
Now, what some of you messed up on the test was you would put this 15 miles in the wrong place, like you put it on the bottom. But 15 miles has got to be across from miles. A lot of you put it on the bottom. Now, to get from a 50 to a 15, but it doesn't divide evenly, right?
Right.
So what do we need to probably jump to?
Division 5.
Yeah, like, I would try to go to a 5. Like, I would try to get a 5 right here.
Just divide by 10.
So, can we jump from a 50 to a 5?
Yes.
By dividing by
5 by 10.
10, okay. So if I divide by 10, I get a 6. Now can I jump from a 5 to a 15?
Yes, times 3.
Times 3, and 6 times 3 is 18.
So 18.
So 15 miles in 18 minutes.
That's pretty fast.
That is one fast ostrich.
That thing should probably have a stamina by the time it did that.
Yes, it should, definitely. Number 9. Eli is making guacamole. He uses 2 tablespoons of cilantro for every 3 avocados. At this rate, how many tablespoons of cilantro will he need for 9 avocados?
6.
Okay, now, I'm going to lay it out because that's what I do. Please stop. Please stop. Tablespoons of cilantro. And then avocados. Okay, making sure I spelled it right. Now, 2 tablespoons of cilantro for 3 avocados.
I'm definitely got to study this
Okay,
now.
please. Okay, so if I change it to 9, you are right. Listen, I don't ever want, I got to set it up before I can come up with an answer. So, 3 times 3 is 9. 2 times 3 is, 6. So it would be 6 tablespoons of cilantro to 9 avocados. Listen, if you're ever on one of these crazy state tests, like ACAP, and you don't know what cilantro is, it's a spice, it's a leaf, it grows on a bush, but if you don't know something, don't let that kind of make you shut down and not complete the question.
Yeah, it's not a vocab word, so we don't have to worry about knowing what it is, do we?
Right. So maybe change it to the idea of sugar. Change it to something you know. I've had a lot of kids in the past that would flip out over a kid's name, like in a test question. I always used to tell my 3rd graders when I taught 3rd grader, I'm like, if you don't know the name, just call them, instead of calling them Eli or Ellie, call them E. If you don't know the name. Don't let that kind of, stress you out or whatever. Okay? So, the next one, number 10. Ellie must mix 6 tablespoons of plant food for every 2 gallons of water. If she has 6 gallons of water, how much plant food should she use? Here we go. Tablespoons of plant food. To gallons of water. So 6 to 2. Now, what some of you, now that I'm looking at this question, I just remembered, what some of you messed up was you put the 6 with plant food. And so you told me 2 gallons of water. Be careful. That 6 goes with gallons of water. So it's got to go on the bottom. So yes, times 3 gives me 6, times 3 gives me 18. And then you definitely want to watch words if they don't say 18 gallons of water. Make sure it matches up. No one should be packing up because I am not finished. On number 11, it says, on her pogo stick, Lula made 24 hops in 30 seconds. At this rate, how many hops will she make in 50 seconds? So, hops, seconds, 24 hops in 30 seconds. And we've got to get to 50 seconds. Now, this is one of the ones that many of you missed because we need to bring it to a what?
I did divide by 3, and then I got 10 on the bottom and 8
Right.
on top, and then I just timed
Yes.
it by 5.
Now, that's what I would do. I would put a 10 here. It does, because you can't do like 15. If you did 15, you'd still need to bring it down to a 5 or something. Even if you go up, you're just going to have to kind of watch your numbers. So to get from here to here, I would do divide by 3, which would give me 8, and then times 5 to give me 40. It does not matter how you get there, as long as you tell me that it is 40 hops for 50 seconds. Okay. Yes, question. Please stop. I don't stop. Yes.
I was just going to say that first to not multiply evenly with 50.
You got it.
30 times 2 is 60.
That's right. That's right. And a lot of us want to jump straight to that number, but we can't.
Wait, this was the homework?
This was the homework. I'm giving you a chance to just study whatever you got. I gotta study this tonight.